Hello everyone. Before we dive into the course, let's look into the course outline. The first module is about the fundamentals of industrial robotics. In this module, we will be dealing with the definition of an industrial robot. We will look into the definition of industrial robot and the difference between an industrial robot and a mobile robot. Next, we will look into the building blocks of an industrial robot. After that, we will see some applications where industrial robots are critical. Finally, we will see the various types of industrial robots. The second module is about installation of the software. Here we first look into the various virtual environments or simulators available for developing robot simulation. Then we will work on software installation. Once we install the software, we will work on the Powerpacs and where to find them and how to download them. Finally, we will look into the process of unlocking the trial license of ABB Robot Studio software. The third module is about the fundamentals of Robot Studio. Firstly, we will start off with basics of ABB Robot Studio, which involves software handling, importing robots and end effectors, and we will look into the various options in the software. Then we'll look into the robot specifications and robot controller. Finally, summing up the basics, we will try to perform robot jogging. We will look into targets and paths. Targets and paths are important in robot planning. Then, we will start developing our virtual robot work cell, which will perform 3D printing process. We will look into additive manufacturing and we try to understand what is 3D printing and how is it different from traditional manufacturing processes. Similarly, we will try to understand how robot 3D printing is different and better than traditional 3D printing. Then we'll install 3D printing Powerpack and finally we will build our virtual robot work cell which will perform the 3D printing. Next, we will look into robot painting operation. Here, we will first understand what is robot painting and why do you need a robot to perform robot painting. It is important to know. Then we will look into the problems with traditional painting and see how robot painting is better. Then we will install a Powerpack and we will build a robot working cell which will perform robot painting. The next module is all about robot palletizing operation. Palletizing is an operation that comes under material handling operation. We will first try to understand what is material handling and the various processes that comes under that. Then we will define the robot palletizing operation. Then we will install the palletizing Powerpack. With that, we shall simulate the process of robot picking and placing objects on a pallet using the ABB Robot Studio. Finally, so far we are using one robot in our robot work cell. Then we used a robot and a conveyor in our robot work cell. Now it's time for collaborative work cell. We will build a multi-robot work environment in which both the robots work in tandem to achieve a process. That's multi-move. We will look into the multi-move operation. Then we will look into the problem that comes in a robot work cell which has multiple robots. That's a crowded work cell. Then we will install a multi-move add-in. And finally, we'll perform the dispensing operation using the multi-move add-in in ABB Robot Studio. Wow! Our robot is in real sense power-packed. Let's dive into the course. In the next lecture, let's start with the first module, that is Fundamentals of Industrial Robots. Thank you. See you guys in the next lecture.